Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're watching this, you probably know me from TikTok, but I want to start uploading more longer form content to YouTube. The type of content you can expect to see here is quite varied. It'll probably relate to a lot of TikTok, Irish TikTok, and general lifestyle. However, I do want to eventually progress to vlogs, travel, skits, humor, things like that, longer form challenges, etc. Anyways, if you're at all interested in this, please hit the subscribe button. I cringed. For this video, I'm going to be doing an interview with Denis O'Sullivan. He's another Irish TikToker and a good friend of mine. He's known for his humour, puns, a bit of everything. So I hope you enjoy.
If you're non-Irish and you're speaking to someone who's Irish and they say to you, "I go away, don't be getting worried at all. They're just showing interest in your story. They don't want you to leave at all. Don't be getting worried at all. You're great." Go on, good luck. Now find yourself. Go on, good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck.
I've already introduced Denis O'Sullivan here. If you guys don't know him, he's a TikToker. He's getting quite big actually. You're on 64k now, aren't you, Denis?
64k, Travis.
64,
yeah, just
coming right up my arse. As he's been doing for a long time.
Here I come. Here I come.
Well, you were behind me when we were in the 20s as well, weren't you?
We were. It was, yeah. I'd say. I don't think I was ever ahead of you. I'd say since maybe way back, but I probably we started talking to each other around maybe the 13-14k mark. So
was it
ever since then? I'd say it was around then. I'd say, yeah. Well, I was on that anyway, but we started talking. I'd say maybe late January, early February is when we first started conversing, like, and then just messages and TikTok and stuff. But yeah, you were slightly ahead of me. We were really close as far as maybe 24-25k. Once you hit the 30k mark, then you just said, "No, good luck and God bless, I got over here." So I took a fair while to catch up to it. Took a fair while. I'd say you were a good 9 or 10k ahead of me at one stage. So it's back to
I think I was 15k ahead. I genuinely do.
Seriously?
Yeah. So
Jeez,
credit where it's due, man. Well, I know how it works now. Because I exploded with the American audience.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Then what I kept doing was making Irish content. And they weren't reacting with it, so basically
it wasn't relatable, probably, like.
Yeah, exactly. So basically I wasn't hitting the For You page, whereas if you grow slowly within your niche, you get more ability to hit the For You page fast and hard and get more exposure.
Yes, I get you.
So
yeah, I have you.
You see when there's other creators talking about, oh, let's get this on the American For You page and stuff, that doesn't do shit. You really have to like hone in on your niche and win in your country before you start thinking global. It's
not as simple as hashtagging USA and the video is going to be seen in America. I've tried that. Like, I've tried videos, like, and I've actually had one video in particular. I tried to do the roses dance to try and see if we could get it to America. Just out of curiosity, I posted it at like 1:30 or something in the morning. And the video actually did well. The video got 13,000 to 14,000 likes. But again, it's my followers. Like,
your own followers?
It was all Ireland, yeah, my own, my loyal followers, yeah. So it actually didn't even get to America, I'd say. But I think it's one of those things, like anything else. You try too hard to get it somewhere, it's not going to work. You put up a video with no intention of getting it there. Look, it could get there, you never know, you know what I mean?
So I remember when I was on TikTok, I think last year, and I was starting to get into it, and I was telling my housemate all about it, and I was kind of like getting him to help me with skits and stuff. But he would come back one day and he was like, "Did you ever see that Denis O'Sullivan lad? He's
stuff."
And I was like, "No, I can't think of him." But then I had someone else in my head, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
But, and then all of a sudden your face was like popping up in the screen.
Kept showing up. You couldn't get rid of me. Yeah.
But the way you used to hold the phone was so funny. It would have been about this.
Yeah, right up to the face. Yeah.
I was like, who's this lovable git? Like, you're just kind of like there smiling and but yeah, I thought it was funny straight away. But I don't
know. Like, that I have no previous experience in videos or anything. You know, it was just me having the crack. Like, it wasn't. Exactly.
It was so like genuine, I think. And I remember Robert said this as well. I think that's what attracts people to you is the authenticity. You're not kind of trying to be a certain way. You're just you're a bit of a not a culture, but you're like
I get you exactly.
You're an Irishman at the most genuine core of it.
Correct.
I think I don't know how we got in contact. I seem to remember us having a message.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe you followed me or I followed you or something at the time, and we were talking, and then for whatever reason, I saw some of your stuff, and you'd probably seen my stuff as well.
Aye.
So I saw some funny video. I was nothing at all to do with your content or anything.
Yeah,
I just said no, I'll send it on to him in the chat, and then we got talking for it. I think
it was.
It was Shirley's or one of those, or Trevor Wallace or one of those boys. I think it was the school sketch or something. It was something.
Give me a recommendation. That's what it was.
Yeah. So no, but that's how we got talking. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, sure, you couldn't have thought a couple of months later we'd be chatting on Zoom. Like,
I know. Yeah, absolutely. And it's great because I've met so many like-minded people through TikTok, which isn't really normal for social media. It's kind of
no.
I think how our age kind of got into it. We joined Facebook and Instagram, and then it was all about like your friends and like, hey, I've got. But this was just so great for me, and I'm sure it is for you as well. Just kind of people that you'd never run into normally.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely. It's a great network in that regard, right?
Yeah.
And even not even close friends, but people like just people who comment on your posts and stuff. Like, you get people who'll always comment on your posts, and you might know them personally, but you're so used to seeing their name there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I know what I was always saying before, these bigger TikTokers, like, look at, they call them fans, but I was saying earlier on a live stream that, like, they're not fans or followers, because they're no different to me or you. Like, you know, I think the word fan kind of belittles people a bit. Like, it puts you above them, and I don't view it that way. So I think just you followers and you have supporters maybe, but not fans for me.
Yeah. Well, I would have people that come up consistently now in my live streams and my comments and stuff, and I'm kind of getting to know them a bit. And when I talk to them on the live stream one-on-one, you know, I get to know a wee bit about their life, and you know, we actually, it's kind of like talking on the Zoom, but it's kind of one way.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But yeah,
makes it more relatable.
Yeah. You've grown really fast, man. Like, really fast.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I would say, I would consider your audience very loyal, and the only other person that I see that with, who's got less than 100k, is Robbie Finnerty as well. For some reason.
Yeah, I think there's definitely similarities there for sure in the followers. I'd say definitely.
So what do you think that is? Because you've got kind of following that you can say, hey, go and do this, and you'll spam people, right? So what do you think it is that kind of has given you that connection with your followers?
I don't really know. I think I suppose since day one, I never asked for anything in return. I was never one to. I'd be happy to give, like, but I wasn't one to take from followers. So I think people know I'm telling them to do something, it's for the crack, and it's not for my personal gain. So I think that's probably why people might be supportive. But I don't know. I suppose people just, again, they like you for you, and I suppose if they support your stuff, they're happy to oblige. And the whole idea with this crack is, if we're ever doing it on live streams or anything, or telling people to do stuff, like, you have to make sure that it's a bit of crack. Like, you're not like telling them to do something really serious. It's just like, if I'm on a live stream now and I'll say spam the chat with whatever, like, and it's funny, like, because a lot of people send it in. It's not like something serious. I think people like the lighthearted side of that, like, and just like helping me. If someone thought whatever, sending a comment down below would get them noticed, or would kind of make me happy, they're as happy to make me happy as I am to make them happy, which is really cool. Like, you know, it goes both ways. Like,
yeah, and that's really true. Like, I know Gary Vee says this a lot. I don't know if you follow Gary Vee or you like Gary Vee.
Yeah, I know Gary Vee. Yeah.
He always says that you basically need to give, and then you ask, and he kind of named his book after that. It's called Jab, 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 Hook, or something like that.
Okay, right. Okay.
The thoughts behind that is that, like, you give more than you ask for, and then by the time you do ask, people are actually willing to kind of give a wee bit. And I think that's kind of what works for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Would you say, so you've been at it kind of not even a year?
No, since I started posting in September. My first video on my page is since October, because like anybody else, I put up videos and deleted them. So my most recent one is my first video that I've up is from the 26th of October, I think. So just over 7 months, really.
And I know obviously we're in quarantine and stuff, but like, has your life changed at all since you started making content?
I genuinely think it has. Yeah, I definitely think it has. I'm nowhere near familiar with people being so supportive. Like even
Yeah.
these comments, you know, like you see them post like crowns and all, goat emojis and all this stuff. You
Yeah,
laugh
yeah,
at, but
yeah, yeah.
I'm not used to people viewing me in that light, as in maybe people might calling me an inspiration or looking up to me when they post videos, and I don't agree with any of that. Like, because I'm not that figure. There's people out there who are activists and stuff, who are actual inspirations. Not a fella from Cork making funds, like, do you know what I mean? But no, it definitely has. I suppose just people being really supportive, and people, like anything else, people get satisfied as well. People are enjoying the journey. People who've been there since day one, who've been there since before 10K, they get as much enjoyment as I am than seeing it going up, like, so. But yeah, it definitely has. But no, I'm not. I've never ever thought I'd be in this position, so I didn't. And look, hopefully it keeps going. I'm enjoying the ride when I can.
Yeah. So has anything changed though outside of the social media realm of it? So obviously you've got more followers and you've got more, you know, positive comments and stuff. But you know, in your kind of life outside social media, is it changed in any way? At home or in Cork or in?
Okay, right.
You
Okay.
probably wouldn't notice it as much, but.
Not as much really. I suppose I'm sure people like around town, like at the start, it might have been a thing of like a bit of a slagging, like, you know. But I think now they're kind of coming around to it. And you still have slagging because your close friends will slag you because you're putting yourself out there. But no, I'd say it has. I'd say I'm sure around the locality it'd be fairly well known. Like, you know, maybe not everyone is following me or whatever, but I'm sure they've maybe seen the video or are familiar with what I'm doing. Like, so it's definitely after change in that regard when you're putting yourself out there to that exposure, like, you know. But no, I think other stuff then, just small stuff, like people might message me on Instagram asking to wish their friend a happy birthday. Like, I never thought I'd be doing that kind of stuff, like, you know what I mean? And I'm obviously, I'm happy to oblige with that stuff. I'm honoured to be asked. But that kind of stuff now I definitely didn't think would be ever in the question.
Well, you know, I have a feeling that lockdown is kind of suppressed the reality of it a wee bit. I think when things go back to normal and you start going out and about and stuff, you're going to really notice the extra eyeballs.
I get you.
You know.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that a wee bit myself, just going out and stuff as well, even in Donegal. And you know, you're racking up hundreds of thousands of. I think you're probably getting millions of views a week.
Yeah, probably over 1 million a week. Yeah, which is you can't even comprehend it. Like, it's frightening.
And it's all Irish, mainly Irish as well. So you know, you've got to definitely consider that there's a lot of people that you probably know. Yeah.
I know. I get you. Yeah, but that's exciting too. Like, that's exciting too, because I talk to the wall. Like, if someone came up to me, I'd love to talk to anyone. But like, it would be weird. I would be nowhere near used. It happened once or twice of people kind of coming up to me and saying, "Oh, I like your stuff," or whatever. Yeah. And again, like the Irish, we just can't take compliments. If somebody said, "Oh, I love what you're doing," I would just like, "Agway you, go away you." We're only having the crack. Like, I wouldn't know how to react to it. You know, I prefer to just treat them as normal, as opposed to being like this person.
Yeah.
Is funny or something. So, but no, that would be weird, right? The first few interactions with people who know me from videos as opposed to knowing me from just the locality, like, you know, that would be a bit of an eye-opener, right?
Yeah, I think maybe like the next time you go to a bar or a club or even a festival or something, you might. But yeah, you never know. I don't know what people.
For sure.
But yeah, so I mean, aside from TikTok, like, what? This is such a stupid question, but like, what are you about? Mainly?
Right. Well, I suppose just. I kind of like to be able to give back maybe to the community or whatever. Just kind of like to, we'll say, whether it be cool camps or J camps or just playing J with the club. I kind of be a big community. Would be football, a big part of my life. Yeah, big into football.
Yeah.
Big into football and hurling. GA really. I suppose I play a bit of golf in on my own part, but I know I'd have done GA camps and stuff, and community would play a large role in my life. So that's why, if I thought I was getting known, like, the first thing I'd be glad to say to people is, "Oh, I'm from Waterford," like, throws, and be able to recognize my home place. But yeah, no, aside from that, then I suppose not much more really to say about me. Really, I suppose I'd be ultra competitive, as you're aware, as I'm constantly telling you.
You are quite competitive.
As I'm constantly telling you, I'm going to catch you. Yeah, I think you need that though, and in anything for success, you need competitiveness, because even there now, like, you know, it drives you on to just make more content. And because if you're going against yourself, it's fun, but like, if you want to really get to that next step, I think you need that competitive edge, that drive, that will to win, like, you know.
No, I absolutely agree. I have no fault with it, and you can tell when someone's competitive for the right reasons as well, I think.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure, for sure.
yeah. So another just a quick fire question for you, right?
Hmm.
A hypothetical scenario. You are on your lunch break and you go into Spar or Centra,
Right,
and there's a meal deal offer which you can get a drink, a packet of crisps, and a type of sandwich. What are you getting?
right. Okay. Any drink at all. Okay, a drink I'd
Yeah.
probably go for. Depends though. If I'm looking after the body, I'd probably go for a water or something. If I'm
Okay.
letting
Okay.
loose, I'd probably go for a I'd probably go for a Club Orange or something.
So we'll say
Uh,
Ripper Rocks.
we go River Rock, so we go River Rock. We'll say I'm looking after
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
Potatoes, sure you'd have to go with the normal potatoes. I'd say you'd end the live stream if I said anything different. I'll go with ordinary cheese and onion potatoes.
Good choice.
And
Good choice.
then for a sandwich, are we going sandwich or a roll, or is it just a sandwich?
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
It's a meal
I'm
deal.
fairly plain. We go brown bread, so and we'll probably just throw. I'm very plain, like maybe a bit of chicken or something into it, and that would really keep me happy. Throw it into a toaster or something. Chicken or turkey, throw it into a toaster.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. What made you start making content? Like, why did you pick up your phone, and why did you, because
Yeah,
it's kind of it's as spontaneous as saying I'm going to start making
it
YouTube
is.
in a way,
Yeah, it
except
is
it's
for
your
sure. Yeah.
mobile. So what kind of why'd you download the app? What made you kind of put up the video?
I think what started at the first was probably looking through. Wasn't even familiar with the app, but I'd probably just seen videos on Twitter with like the handle, the TikTok handle, and I probably
Yeah.
downloaded at the time, and still wasn't familiar with it. Like posted one video one night for the crack, and genuinely no word of a lie. Okay, I got 2 or 3 comments. FYP. I goes, what did I do with this video? What does this mean? Like I had no clue what it meant. Like
Yeah.
I was getting the FYP in the For You page. I was like, what does this mean? And when I posted the video, I must have had a public account, but I didn't know. It was just a stupid video of me literally hitting the wall, right? And then just celebrating. That's all it was. And then I'll say I woke up the next day and I was like 100 likes. I was like, wow. Like I didn't even know the video was public. But yeah, I started posting a few then, and then like anybody else who tries to make funny content, we all think we're absolutely hilarious and people are going to love all our stuff. But then posted a few videos at the start and sure, look, they did all right. Like they didn't do that great. No, I might have been getting 20, 30 likes, maybe 100 likes in the odd video.
Yeah.
And then the Irish Mammy is Dancing, just that kind of took off mad, really. I went from getting 20 likes. So when I hit over 150 likes, I was like, Jesus. And then when I hit 200 likes, so that ended up getting over 400,000 views and 27 or 8,000 likes or something. So that was a good platform. That's probably where I got my first 1,000 followers, probably just in that video alone. Even though I had videos up previously to it, but it was that video where I got most of my followers. And then I suppose I started making more kind of my own stuff, just using songs or just trying to maybe not even use trends, but just use trending sounds and try and make stuff. And then I suppose for a while I did all right, like, but none of them really did that great. And then I started kind of making a few more, and around the time of the reaction videos, which I didn't know you could do. I didn't know you could actually, there was a reaction feature where you could talk while someone else was talking. I discovered that. I didn't know it was by accident or how I discovered it. But I did one of those and it did quite well. Then I did 3 or 4, and that was kind of my brand for a while, just for like, we'll say a couple of weeks. I was just like, if I do this, I can get, like, most of them average a couple hundred likes. One of them got 30,000 likes, one of them got 27,000 likes, and I've even forgot about them now, like the TV license inspector and they can have a sheet of paper ones. I think that the reason I started getting more followers from that is because that was probably the very first time where people maybe might have seen my personality to a greater extent, or maybe seen maybe being witty or something, because I was actually just responding to what they were saying. It wasn't like I was obviously in control, but like I was responding to specific scenarios, whereas like the past might have been me singing a song, or not even singing a song, but like using a trending sound, or mightn't even be speaking in it. Like, so I think that's what I think is very important to gain a following, is people have to see what your personality is like. You know, if you're going to try and do humor, like they have to be able to relate to you and know what you're all about. Like,
I think the puns, people love the puns. They seem to love the puns, and then people love the roses dance. So
that was a crazy one. That was literally me. All right, I was in we had a family event in Waterford, and so what I used to do is whenever I got ideas, I just start putting them in the notes on my phone. So before I head away, I pulled in somewhere, I wrote the note on my phone, and I just drove away back earless. So I wasn't even planning on doing the dance, but around that time, I just, whenever I like a song, right, I play it to death. I play it until I'm absolutely sick of it inside a week. And that, for whatever reason, I don't know, I hadn't heard that song before. My first video with that song, song did pretty well, but it was just a stupid one. It was like different types of wave, and then it was like the Mexican wave and all this, and then the was the microwave. And that was the first one I used with the sound. But then I kind of really liked the sound, so I decided then to go home, and I got this idea, and I realized for whatever reason that song, like the first 8 seconds maybe, and like it's kind of like, oh, the person, just the way the song goes, I thought you can do this where someone's like upset or it's kind of down. It just really gets up and upbeat. So I wasn't I had the idea thought out. I had no idea of this dance or anything. So I just said, I got the idea for children getting cold at Christmas. So I said, all children getting cold at Christmas, and they're just really upset. And that was the whole idea for the first 8 seconds. And then the next one was just spontaneous. I said, I'm just going to pure vibe here. And then I was just dancing. I did the punch and the drop. And I didn't even go for it. The first time I literally was just pure vibing like this, and on the spot and just punched down. Yeah. And it did all right. And that was probably the birth of the Roses dance, but it wasn't even that, because I didn't really go full send roses at that stage. Because I did a few more of them with the sound, and I was like, people were like, oh, you're overusing the sound. So then I said, I did one then for when people tell me that I use this sound too much, and I was going away, and then I came back. And that was the first time I properly went for it, because I went like all this, and then shimmy, and then bang. So that was the one. That's what I mean about it being unpredictable. Like, you never ever, and people didn't, like, even now, that was back in the start of March. You're talking start of June now nearly, and people are still like, bring back the roses and the roses. Which is weird, because I'm like, I don't want to overdo it. Like, I've been doing it for 3 months. Like the first time I did it for the first few times it was my kind of style of humor. So I realized with that sound, look, you can do something where the first bit is kind of like somebody who's upset, and then the next bit someone who's excited. So I was doing different skits with that. So I was like, whatever, children when their father disappears or something, and then I was like the kid who wants to become a magician. So I was literally I was actually trying to do humor, but I was doing the dance incorporated. So I didn't get the point of just doing the dance for the sake of doing the dance. I was trying to do it to incorporate my humor. Not too much.
What do you think about Irish TikTok scene in general? Do you think it's a healthy place? Do you think it's fun? Do you think it's, what's your general consensus on it?
I'd be pretty happy with it at the moment, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of like people getting hate and stuff, because I think, look, I'd be one for very diplomatic. Like, if you have something bad to say, don't bother saying it. Like, keep it to yourself. Like, if you don't like someone, you don't need to document it for everyone to see. Like, But people love doing that these days. Whatever culture it is, it's not good. Like, but no, I would be fan of it. Right, I would be fan of it. I wouldn't vent against it. Like, I'd have seen loads more Irish TikTokers before. The one thing I noticed, right, maybe, and what Irish TikTok scene is lacking, is maybe a few people of our kind of go, maybe 20 plus age group. Like, a lot of successful TikTokers now would say just a few members from Bel Air off the top of my head there, like Sir Brandon Caulfield and these kind of lads who are doing really well. Probably Little Gangsta and Keane Gannon, most of those. I'd say most of those lads are probably less than 20, which is great. They're doing really well. And there's loads more there. Shaun of the Sheep, Lauren Whelan, I could list off loads more as well. But they're just, we're lacking in the older department. And not older, but I mean as in like maybe 20 plus, like, as in people just to kind of, I suppose it's a lot easier when you're younger, like, but when you're kind of 20 plus, you're much more entitled to slagging, like, you're well able to take it. So it's maybe harder to put yourself out there, But no, that's the only thing I would be wary of, is maybe more of that. Maybe the one thing as well is maybe a bit more diversity, as in like a lot of the content we do, and me included, like, I know I do a lot of Irish stuff, but just maybe if we could kind of vary it a bit, like, a lot of us try and do skits and stuff about Irish, and and a lot of our content is humor. Like, I would say obviously Shanice and I'm sure Rachel O'Sullivan and a few more are their dancers is what their kind of niches, But we kind of, you feel a few more people like who weren't, if there was just more variety. I think it's either comedy or dancing. There's not really a massive amount of variety. Well, not that I've seen. I'm sure there is. But
I've seen a lot of people complain about this. That basically they feel like the only real way to make it on the kind of Irish scene is to really milk the Irish content. I think a lot of people find that the reality, you know, if you kind of make a video about a chicken fillet roll or, you know,
Yeah,
potatoes,
yeah.
as I do, as I'm guilty of,
No, no, I understand. Yeah, yeah.
you know, it's very hard to break the mold from that. But I think it's like that in general,
Yeah.
because if you look at Irish comedians or kind of Irish figures that have done well, you know, you haven't got a lot, right? You've got that Farmer Michael dude, you've got Rory Stories, and these are people that really milk the Irish thing.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if it's an issue to do with TikTok. I think it might be an issue just of Ireland and what it
Yeah.
takes to break the mold in Ireland. But it's a
My,
bit one dimensional, all right, I would say.
just my opinion on that there would be that I understand that, but I think what irritates people and frustrates people is when they see the same idea or sketch. So we'll say the likes of the chicken fillet roll or something that
Yeah,
maybe people are familiar with seeing a lot. I think that's why I know I milked the Irish scene, but I always kind of made a conscious effort to. But say I used to do a good few puns with like whale again at like, so I try and do something that I think hasn't been done before, even though it's still milking the Irish scene. But like,
yeah,
if it's original, you know, I'm not trying to do something that's been done before. Or, you know, I'm sure a few stuff I have done has probably been done before, but like, I think it's grand being relatable to Irish once you're actually kind of making an effort to try and be some bit original rather than just
yeah,
taking someone's idea, or just that's what I think on that anyway. I think people don't mind too much if you're making a conscious effort to be original, but like, but say if I was just stealing jokes and just was slightly off with good
yeah,
luck, God
yeah.
bless, that's when people get irritated because they're like, he's making no effort at all here.
I know.
He's just saying good luck and God bless to try and get followers. So that's where they get annoyed, right? I think. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's where people would get a bit annoyed, right? But
Well,
probably
that's one thing that frustrates me a bit about it is there's a bit of a blurred line between, you know, using a trend and just copying an idea, right? And
yeah,
I think for me it's obvious. If there's a trend like a dance or whatever, you kind of want a lot of people to use it. And then there's certain
yeah,
trends as well where you're meant to do it and, you know, put your own spin on it. I
yeah,
can't think of an example off the top of my head, but then you get people that kind of just scroll the For You page and they'll pick something that they think is funny and then they'll just redo it.
yeah.
And I've seen so many creators that have got between 50,000 to 100,000 followers just by doing that only. And that
Yeah.
for me is really frustrating as someone who
No.
puts
Yeah.
in a lot of
Puts
time
effort
every
in.
day. Yeah.
Oh, that really, really irks me as well. Yeah, that's one thing now that I just, even myself, I know it's people take other jokes and stuff, or might find jokes online and they tell us their audience because people mightn't have heard it before. But just, I know it's a bit petty or whatever, but I really make a conscious effort not to be of that mold of taking jokes. Because at least then if someone likes your joke or doesn't like it, you can say, right, fair enough, it was my own idea. But if you're taking a joke and it does really well and you're like, deep down, that's not my joke. Like, some people you need to have a bit of a conscience as well, because you're obliged to these followers to whatever you represent. So if you're there since day one and they know you don't make your own jokes, then look, fair enough.
Yeah.
They know what they've signed up for. They followed you. They know that. But if you're there from day one and you got all these followers from being original, you got all these followers from putting in effort, you just stop that then because, I have 50,000 followers now, they're all going to laugh at this.
Yeah.
No, like, that's really, really irritating.
Exactly. And it's about having integrity as well. And if you, as you said, if you kind of con your way into a good position, it's never going to do you any benefit anyways, because you are going to get to that point where you've got nothing to copy, or, you know, you're put on the spot and someone's like, okay, you know, do something funny, and then you're just like, so there's no benefit to it at all.
No, I don't think so anyway. I don't think so.
Do you have any favorite Irish TikTokers? Can you name a few? Like who's up there for you?
Obviously, big fan of your own, but no, I suppose no, like James Buckley, you know, and Marty Guilfoyle would have been two. I'd have been just because I've admired their work from an early point, and they'd have been kind of supportive of me as well. So in that regard, I'd like to see them do well. And then I suppose there's plenty more. I suppose then in terms of female audience, I suppose Molly Roberts, Mallarina. I like what she's doing. Mary Rose as well, of course, is doing really well. But no, there's probably a lot more now, I'd say. Actually, at the time, I was just trying to think back now, kind of what, like, there's a few creators now, I'd say, even like I'd always have respect for creators if they were like, obviously I'm glad I'm doing well now, but if they were kind of supportive or kind of recognize you from an earlier stage, because it's easy to follow someone when they have 50,000 followers. But I'd say back when I had like 10 or 12,000 followers, Keane Gannon was following me and was like, oh, I did 1 or 2 skits with him, and like he didn't have to, because he'd
that's right.
30-something thousand at the time, and he'd over 1 million likes, and I'd probably had a couple 100,000. Those people now I'll always have massive respect for, because like there's nothing in it for them. Do you know what I mean? Like if anything, there was something in it for me, because I was obviously a massive fan of his, and I was glad he was obliging, you know. But same again with Irish Casual at the time as well. Back in December or January, he just saw one of my videos, he liked it, and he went to his own post and commented like, "Oh, check this man out!" Like, and there's no need for that. Like, that's just people out doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, and I always respect those people, you know. Because like people are very quick in like to just forget about those once they get followers, but you can't remember that, like, because they had no reason to be supportive. Obviously, there's loads more Irish TikTokers as well I'm really supportive of, and are doing really well. But I think it's just a bit more special when people are just genuinely there, and they're like, I don't know, it's kind of more authentic really than just kind of hopping on the bandwagon of, oh, like this fella's funny or something. Like we'll all follow him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, one more as well. Gary Lyons as well. I mean, I forgot to say.
Gary Lyons. Yeah.
Lyonsy. He's from Thurles.
Is he Cork man?
He's from Thurles, and I'm in college in Thurles, and I met him before. And again, this was another while back when I wasn't doing as well, but he was kind of saying like, oh, keep doing what you're doing and stuff, because he followed me, and I was like, I can't believe he followed me, and I followed him back, and I was kind of fangirly at the time, but he's been really good to me as well. He's been really supportive, and I'm a big fan of what he's doing. Like, so he's definitely worth to mention as well, because he's doing really well for himself.
Oh, brilliant! And is he the only one you've met in real life from TikTok?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've met anyone else. Yeah, the only person I met. And again, back then, like, I probably were talking maybe the 25,000. We're talking less than 20,000 followers definitely when I met him. Maybe, I'd say it wasn't much more than the 20,000 mark in around there, because nothing in it for him, just being genuine as in drawing.
Yeah. No, he's a lovely guy. What do you think of kind of TikTok groups, and maybe specifically some Irish TikTok groups?
Yeah, I know I've seen a lot of Bel-Air, yeah. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people give their opinions on it, and look, I am a fan of what they're doing. I think maybe they could kind of make a bit more of an effort to make it a community and give back to people, as opposed to having creators make videos themselves. Like, as if they made, like, I think maybe what might bring them on more, might make them more, like, because in fairness, they're getting a lot of abuse, and I'm not here for that either. I don't like
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're just putting themselves out there, you know. But I think people would relate to them more if they were kind of making videos specifically to the page or something. Or, like, I know they're putting up videos on the page, of course, but like, they're kind of doing stuff inside their comfort zone. If they were kind of making stuff that like was more giving back to the people, or was like making them more relatable, that's where like people mightn't think. I'm sure now, I don't think it personally, but I'm sure some people might think that it's just, I've heard the term click being branded around, and people think they're just in it for themselves and it's a popularity stuff. But I don't agree with that either. I don't like people getting that much of a doing over it, but like I still think they could make themselves more relatable perhaps, and that would definitely bring them on. Because look, at the moment, some people, like, naturally enough, if you're not going to, like, people are going to want to be in it, like, you know, because like some people are thinking it's this click or whatever, like, and I don't think it is either, but like, I suppose the whole idea of exclusivity and all this kind of throws people off, and people get jealous because they can't be in it, and then they kind of get envious, and that doesn't help either, you know. So I think if they made it clear that it was about giving back, and it's not about like personal gain or any of that stuff, it would be kind of maybe more successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, a lot of them are quite young, and maybe they just don't have, and in the least patronizing way possible, they probably just don't have the kind of experience to realize kind of what exactly they're doing. Because, you know, I know a lot of them individually, and they're really, really nice. But it definitely would come across like something very high school-esque to other people. And yeah, the kind of exclusive element of it is just kind of maybe would have worked for TikTok earlier while it was just predominantly teenagers, but I think now as well that older people are getting on it, and they're just looking at it and they're going like, you know, who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
So
I know what you
yeah,
mean. Yeah, it's definitely, I think what is costing right is the main thing is the exclusivity. Like people feeling that maybe they're below them or something. You know, I know they're not doing it intentionally, but I'm sure some people like see
yeah,
Bel-Air and see it as just this massive group, like this really successful group, all these successful Irish TikTokers, and people would love to be part of it, and they know not everyone can be part of it, like, you know. So I think
yeah.
that's
It's like you said earlier as well, when you're kind of talking about your ethos of giving back and not asking
yes,
for a lot, whereas opposed to I think they've kind of come together and they've all just went like, hey, follow us, and they're not really kind of
yeah, of course. But
utilizing all,
yeah, I know.
what do you think is the right thing to do with hate? When you receive hate via live streams,
Okay.
duets, comments, replies,
Mhm.
kind of abuse, like what do you think is the best thing to do or the best way to react, or kind of what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so yeah, I got actually a bit of it at the very start when I was taking off, but I don't get as much since. But what I do is this is all I do. It's the same process every time, whether it's a live stream or a post. I'm lucky because I'm on my phone a lot, so I usually nip it in the bud early enough. But
Mm.
all I'll do is I'll delete the comment and I'll block the person. I won't
Yeah,
think any
yeah.
more about it because
So you nip
usually
it
it's
in the
hard.
bud.
Usually it's hateful, but like it's still it's your trademark, your bender or some
Yeah.
stuff that's like it's hateful, but it's not even original or anything. It's not even work. It's not
Uh,
really upset about. You get the odd few right where like they're like damn, like I got
so you
one
don't get
before
much,
saying
or do you get
no, I
like
wouldn't get a whole
yeah,
lot. No, I might have like 40 or 50 people blocked, but that's not much. And that's since the
yeah,
very start. Like, but like
right, okay, okay,
I got one a few weeks ago, right, where like I don't know, someone telling me I should be executed or something, and those ones right
that's
kind of
right,
those
yeah,
ones right
yeah,
take you back a bit. I know it's only someone behind the screen, but you're like,
yeah,
I still same process. I'll block it,
yeah,
I'll delete them, but most of it's harmless, but it's still hate. So I don't want like I'm like if this person is going to comment a hate comment, like why?
yeah.
I obviously just block them. They're not here to support me. Like, do you
Mm,
know what I mean? Same in live
absolutely.
streams. Same in live streams. Like I've no bother if I see someone spamming comments. There's no point getting even upset about it, like, because they're just there to
Yeah,
get a reaction.
yeah,
Nothing upsets them more. Like obviously they want
yeah.
to get blocked, but like the fun's over then. They can't comment anymore on your live stream or they can't comment
Hmm.
on your posts, and then you're just blocked. So that's in terms of hate. I know I can let people get down, but the more you, so I never like maybe I might have put up one video or two videos max responding to hate. One was ages ago. I didn't have that much followers,
Yeah,
and that's what I put up on. But like usually, no, because the more you respond to it, the more you draw it on yourself. That's why I literally just delete the comment,
absolutely.
block
Yeah,
them. Because if you're constantly posting or trying to be, even there, I'm guilty myself sometimes. Like if you're trying to be smart to someone back or they're trying to be witty to them, you're wasting your time because they're just going to keep abusing you. Like, you know,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's not worth wasting your energy. Like put that energy towards content creation other than just
yeah,
hate.
exactly.
So literally, all I'll say is delete the comment, block them. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
every now and again, then if you get a comment that's like harmless but abuse, maybe give it back to them, give as good as you
yeah,
get, like. But
yeah.
for the most part, because I noticed that
Are
recently,
you
right?
ever
That's
tempted
why.
to hit back?
Oh, I genuinely know it. I'll put it this way, right? I've done it once or twice, and like they've done well enough. But like this one
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
this I was saying this in my live stream earlier on, and I noticed that was I probably shouldn't be saying, but like I noticed recently anyway, the younger teenagers, right? We'll say maybe, or even non-teenagers, maybe 10 up as far as 12 or 13,
mm,
are so much more brave than they were 10 years ago when
yeah.
I was
Oh,
like the people commenting abuse are only 11 or 12 years of
yeah,
age, and
yeah,
that's worrying. Like they
yeah,
think this is okay. Like that's
yeah,
why that's why like recently there I got a comment that was Bender or something, and I clicked on the page and the girl must have been no more than 10 or 11. I said I
yeah,
can't abuse this girl, like I can't bully an 11-year-old, like. So I just
yeah,
deleted the
yeah,
comment or whatever, but I'm like, these people could literally, they mightn't even know what the word means. Like, they might just think, I'm just saying it because everyone else says it or something. Like, they mightn't even
yeah,
know what they're participating in. So that's why I'm saying there to be wary, because it's a toxic culture, and it's worrying
yeah.
when people that young, like, are participating in it, because they're probably naive to the whole thing. They probably don't know what's going on, like. So
Well,
that's why I'd be wary, like.
I see a lot of people complaining about toxic TikTok, they call it, and they get very responsive and emotionally responsive to kind of hate, and they
Mm-hmm.
always react to the video, and as you said, it fuels the situation. But I think as well, the reality is that the a lot of these people that complain about it aren't aware that these people exist on all walks of life.
Yeah.
The only difference
Mm-hmm.
is you're putting yourself out there, and they have the ability to interact with you you know, from their phone, and it's gonna happen, you know. I'm sure there's people in Ireland that hate Michael Higgins' guts, you know, for the lovely guy he is. There's just if you're the more people that know you,
of course,
the more
the odds are
people
going up.
that just don't like you.
And the thing is, people behind the phone screen as well, they're not being held accountable. Like, 'cause most of don't get me wrong, most of this abuse, more often than not, will come with those user what, no profile picture. People who aren't accountable, who are like ghosting on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
They are lethal. They have no bother doing it. But I wouldn't try to take it. There's going to be days when it gets to, like, especially on live streams, because whatever about opening your phone and seeing a comment, you could just delete whatever. But like on a live stream, if you see something hateful, you're kind of like, it's your immediate reaction. You're so tempted to just curse back at him or whatever, but you have to keep it cool, like, you know what I mean? They're kind of like, I don't want to draw this on me, like, you know, because people be screen recording all of these live streams. Oh no, but no, I don't think you're going to get hate regardless, because literally I purposely never, like, I maybe once before, but very, very rarely will I put up a video that is anyway controversial, like, as in even my most controversial might be, like, I don't know, slagging I slagged a Carlo footballer a while back. That might be seen as controversial, but like, I won't put up stuff that could genuinely fuel hate, like, and people will still comment, "Oh, you're some clown," or this abuse. So you're like, what can you do? Like, people aren't going to like you. You know, you're putting your personality out there. Like, because I know for a fact, if I didn't like someone, like, you know, I'd say a lot of my stuff, they wouldn't be kind of complaining about the joke. They'd be just kind of like, this fella's a clown because he's so cheery or whatever, you know, or so happy, or, you know, he's just that kind of way, like, you know, like stuff like if I'm putting up a dance in the roses, like, then you're obviously, people could say that's embarrassing or that's cringe. There's no issues there, like, that's you're subject to that, like, you know what I mean? But you just can't even get you. There's going to be days when it will, but like let's say if you're getting hate, right? If you've whatever, you've probably 66,000 followers yourself. If you're getting hate, right? Like, why would you get upset over it? Because you realize you've 66,000 followers. You have so much reasons to be buzzing, happy. But people, like, you could say 99 nice words to some people and one bad word, and they will bring that bad homework into the grave. Like, you know, they'll just, it'll really cut deep. But that's why I always say, look, it's going to get you, of course, but you have to take the positives. Like, you have to take the positives.
Well,
there's going to be days when
they say the more you value other people's good words about you, then the more you actually are affected by hate as well. Yeah. And apparently that goes hand in hand. So if you value someone else, you know, if you crave someone else to tell you you look good, or you know, your video was funny or whatever, you're kind of twice as much impacted by when someone says, you know, you're a bender or whatever.
Yeah, of course. And then on the flip side of that, then though, as well, like, it's kind of, obviously the hate can hurt, but like, on the flip side, you can't let those comments saying you're the best in the world or you're the king boost your ego too much either, because like, it's great getting compliments, but you have to be grounded. You can't you can't go from having no followers to thinking you're the best thing since the sliced bread, like, you know. So you have to be you have to be grounded as well as like, so. But it's lovely to get compliments, and I'll always be really grateful for all the compliments I get. But I can't take them too seriously either if people are saying
you nailed
like,
it on the head. Absolutely. And I think that's the issue with a lot of the younger creators, is all the compliments go to their head. So when a bad one sticks out, these guys are quite distraught over it, you know.
Yes.
And maybe that just comes with life experience, you know. I'm in my late 20s, so, you know, I know a thing or two, like, as opposed to these guys are kind of, a lot of them are 17 to sometimes
I get you,
so, I mean, I guess, you know, how would they know? But you don't have to answer this either, but you know, how is have any opportunities arose from being a creator, a popular creator? You don't need to say what?
No, I won't. One or two, right? One or two. One arose right, and I didn't think it tied in with my brand as such.
Yeah.
And it was actually tough at the time, because it was nice to get recognized and to be approached, but like, obviously early on, obviously money would be great or whatever for sponsorship or any of that crack, but I didn't realize at the time that it might tarnish my brand or whatever. So then just talking to people obviously helped, and I realized, no, it's not worth. Like, I started this whole thing off for the crack and enjoyment, and it's going really well. It's not worth like losing followers or stalling my progress for the sake of a couple. I don't know. I don't even know what would, yeah, short-term gain, because there was no fees or anything discussed. But then on the flip side, then look, I'm sure opportunities will arise. I'm hoping at the moment maybe one might come through, but just have to kind of keep discussing that one at the moment. But I didn't set this up for monetary gain or any of that. Obviously, if anything does come in the future, I'll be delighted. But I'm not too concerned at the moment. But yeah, if something an opportunity arose and it tied in with my brand as such, and I thought people would be kind of, because at the same time, like, you have to realize, I know there's going to be backlash if you do something you don't like, but if people are following you since the very start and they see you go from like just making videos, whatever, and getting no following to like getting a bit of sponsorship or something, like, people are going to be hyped for you as well. Like, you know, I know it's yourself, but like some people who've been there since the start would be hyped. I know. I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping in the next few weeks or in the future something will arise. But no, I've got a few emails about stuff, and like, again, first thing I'll do is I'll talk to maybe yourself or someone I'm familiar with, or maybe the father, because I'm not familiar with this. Like, I'm not at all familiar with this. Like, isn't anyone approaching me about anything? Like, I wouldn't know. If I was to do sponsorship or something and someone was to ask me my price, sure, I wouldn't have a clue with any of that stuff. So but no, I suppose I'm hoping opportunities will arise in the future. Like, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't, but like, I didn't set this up for monetary gain or any of that. But like, it'd be more so to be recognized, or someone to recognize your work as being brand worthy or any of that crack. That would be nice, of course. Like, that would be more kind of a sense of fulfillment, like, you know, than actually getting the monetary gain. But yeah, no, I'm hoping now in the future, and if anything does arise, I'm sure all my followers who've been there since the start will be happy to see it, and they'll TikTok will be the first to know about it as well.
Yeah, and that's always how it's been with you, I think, is when you looked at 10K and you thought, wow, wouldn't it be amazing to be there? And then, you know, you thought 20K would be really amazing.
Yeah.
And then you like 30K is not happening. So I think the way you look at
literally,
these milestones is really sincere. You know, which is because, you know, it's, I can tell as well. You're just very chuffed every time something like this happens, or someone makes a video about you, or you know, something.
And I try giving that advice to again, I'd say smaller. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm a big content creator, but people who'd have maybe less than 10,000 or less than 1,000 or whatever followers they have. Just like people, it's very easy to get like immersed in your own success. So if people start getting more followers, they might forget about the people from the start. But it's such an obvious comment, but like, you can't get to 50,000 followers without your first 100, 200, 300. You can't get there without them. Like, so why would you forget about who got you there in the first place? You know? So that would be my outlook on the whole thing. So that's why I'd be so grateful for each milestone. It's not like just keep up appearances saying, oh, great, I hit 10K. I'm genuinely delighted each milestone I hit. And it's like, again, it's like a weight off shoulders. We'll say when you hit the 40K, you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm obviously going to keep posting, but I don't care. Like, I'm really happy. Same with 50K. And then once you get to like the 0.5K away or the 1,000 away, then it's like, you're okay, I want to get that extra 1,000 now. That's when the urge comes again. But like, for the most part, it's just I literally do it for the crack. Like, I do stuff the odd time there, like make this comment section full of Irish comments or something silly like that, and I get just so I can actually have a laugh at it. Like, and it's like, if people are kind of, I just do it. So I started doing it for the crack, so there's no reason now I shouldn't do it. Obviously, if I was doing a video for somebody or something along those lines, you probably have to reel it back in a bit. Like, but for the most part, like, there's no point changing what got you here in the first place, you know.
Well, it restores a lot of faith in me when I see people like you do very well on the platform and say like king or goat or whatever, because, you know, you're definitely a good person there's so many young influential people on the app, right? So it's definitely good for them to be kind of looking at someone like a Denis O'Sullivan, you know, who's
thanks very much.
Kind of you know, it's absolutely great. But let me see. I'm gonna finish this with a quick fire question.
Quick fire zap round. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, fire away.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Irish edition.
Okay.
Barry's or Lions?
Barry's.
Tato or King Crisps?
Tato.
Supermax or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Dublin or Mayo?
Mayo for Sam.
GAA or soccer?
GA.
Club Orange or Fanta?
Club Orange.
Marty Morrissey or Daniel O'Donnell?
Marty Morrissey.
Chicken fillet. You sure? Chicken fillet roll or breakfast roll?
Chicken fillet roll.
Guinness or Murphy's?
Guinness.
Finn Gill or Sinn Féin?
I wouldn't be big into the politics. I wouldn't be big. I'm going to go independent. I'm going to go independent.
Good answer.
I'm 22. I'm 22 and I still can't even vote. So that'll tell you one thing there now.
Green
I'll have to go back together.
Love, hate, or normal people?
I've seen neither of them. Should we go normal people, I suppose?
James Buckley or Travis Leon?
Travis Leon is the live stream here.
Come on. Yeah, that's it, Dennis.
Pleasure.
Yeah, this is my first YouTube video, so
fair play, yeah, you did a great job.
I'll do my little send off at the end, but I'm going to leave all your details in the description. And,
brilliant, perfect. My social security number and everything. I hope. My
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your address, boot event, I think. And,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. I'll talk to you.
Brilliant.
Good night. God bless.
Perfect.
And
take care. Good luck. God bless. Find yourself. Go on.
There we go.
Sound Travis, fine.
Nobody.